Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
Some days you just want to amplify your everyday look. Like when you want the look of false lashes without the extra effort, reach for Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Volumizer Mascara. Or when you want all eyes on your smile, keep Empower Gloss Ultra Glossy Lip Serum in your bag. It's a burst of 24-hour hydration that smooths like a serum, shines like a gloss, and can be worn sheer or layered. You'll always look and feel your best with Thrive Cosmetics. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. Can you find your soulmate later in life? By Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveinninetydays.com. The biggest lie about age that women still believe is that men are not attracted to older women. That if you're single and hit your 50s, 60s, or 70s, it's next to impossible to get a great guy for companionship, fun, or real romance. When most of us ask, can you find your soulmate later in life? We think, no, it just won't work. When you see yourself as old, invisible, and undesirable, you walk around thinking, I am just too old, too over the hill for love. However, it's just bull. Can you find your soulmate later in life? Yes, with better dating tools. Look, my team and I have worked with tens of thousands of women from around the world. The fact is that older women need better dating and relationship tools to make love work. In particular, with coaching, women of any age can overcome the biggest lie about age and create a beautiful love relationship. For example, one of my awesome dating coaches actually married at age 70, and she has a wonderful time with her amazing hubby. Seeing is believing, as they say. So let's look at another successful woman who found love later in life. Can you find your soulmate later in life? A true first-person account. Several years ago, my cousin Johnny gave me a Mr. Wonderful doll for Christmas. I had no idea what a hit Mr. Wonderful was making around the country. He was a hunky male who, when his palm was pressed, uttered phrases like, "Let's just cuddle tonight," or, "Actually, I'm not sure which way to go. I'll turn in here and ask for directions. Honey, why don't you just relax and let me make dinner tonight?" Or, "Can your mother stay another week?" Funny, huh? Not really. Obviously. I didn't have a Mr. Wonderful, nor was one coming anytime soon. What's wrong with just cuddling or asking for directions or making dinner? Forget the one about my mother staying for another week. Even I would have to veto that. I felt like if I had a guy who came home and said, "Honey, you've been on my mind all day, that's why I brought you these flowers," I would be his adoring slave forever. Of course, that would be after he brought me back to my consciousness. But as we know, men and women are just wired differently. Love mentoring and Brenda. Then I signed up for coaching. And I have to say, my love mentor has challenged me in a lot of ways. She's told me that the biggest lie about age that women still believe is nonsense. Perhaps she's right. Maybe it's not so much about being a male or a female of a certain biological age. Maybe it's more about finding the person who makes life a little easier, a little more fun, a little more meaningful. Finding the person you can't wait to share your piece of news with, or the person who makes you feel completely content just sitting next to him. As you know, I'm writing this in my 60s. I've been independent for 16 years, sometimes happily so, and sometimes reluctantly. I don't think that I ever lost that joy for life, the ability to wake up happy every morning and look forward to whatever the day brings. I don't think being single made me think my life was terribly lacking in any way. But doesn't a great love bring us closer to our higher selves? When I was 18, I read Gibran, and his writing on sorrow really stuck with me. In fact, it's been my mantra for life. Quote, "The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy it can contain." End quote. There has been great sorrow in my life, almost always followed by great joy. The yin and yang. You just can't have one without the other. And so I've waited and waited for the great joy that follows the great sorrow. The biggest lie about age is dispelled. Then I met a man online, and we started to go out on dates. He started saying things like, you look so beautiful in the morning. You know, I think it's really important that we talk about our relationship. Or, tell me whatever you're feeling. I believe in total honesty. Can you imagine? Well, it's for real. And he's for real. Oh my God, he is here. Mr. Wonderful is here. How to get rid of your doubts when you wonder, can you find your soulmate later in life? Here is a simple exercise to help you overcome ageism and attract your soulmate. The ageism makes us feel invisible, less than, not chosen, not loved. So it's key to go in the opposite direction. Make a list of affirmations based on being visible, chosen, claimed, lovable, and loved. These are positive statements about yourself that start with I and are in the present tense. Make them bold and outrageously positive. Write them out, and as you do so, imagine that you are your ideal attractive self. Begin each sentence with, I am. I am the vivacious vixen who is visible, seen, and appreciated. I am chosen as the special beloved. I am the hot mama who is claimed by an adoring partner. I am a fully lovable and loving woman. I am unconditionally loved. I am deserving of a miraculous, surprising, and lasting love. Can you find your soulmate later in life? Yes. Now, I want you to post your ageless affirmations where you can see them every day, maybe in your closet or on the bathroom mirror. Give yourself a makeover that is in line with your new hot mama or special beloved identity. Give yourself a trendy haircut and color, clothes that speak to you, and some new jewelry that pops and reminds you of your affirmations. You just listened to the post titled, Can You Find Your Soulmate Later in Life? By Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveiN90days.com. And thank you to Dr. Diana for today's post. I think she did a great job speaking to anyone today who is maybe looking for love, I guess, later in life than they expected to. Oftentimes when we're in this position, we tend to focus solely on considerations of relationships people have at younger ages, right? We may worry that we don't have the looks we used to. We might not have the longevity and an entire future to look forward to together. We might not be as carefree. But even for people who do get together at a young age, the focal points of relationships change accordingly over time. A single person and a taken person of the same age are more than likely seeking relationship fulfillment in the same ways. That feeling of contentment Dr. Diana mentioned, the feeling of safety, of reliability, of consideration. Relationships can start with these elements too. These are age-appropriate desires, and frankly, they stand the test of time. So if you're looking for a soulmate later in life, remember that the things you're looking for and feel you can offer at this stage of life are precisely what others your age are also looking for and prepared to offer as well. So think on that, everyone, as we step away and sign off on another episode. Thank you so much for stopping in today and listening all the way through. I hope you enjoyed this post and took something from it. And be sure to come on back tomorrow for the Sunday show, where your optimal life awaits.